Are you curious about video editing or looking to refine your skills? Well, you've come to the right place. This tutorial will take you on a journey through the world of digital video editing, from the fundamental basics to the more advanced techniques. Take a moment to consider where you currently stand in your video editing journey. Are you a complete beginner, just dipping your toes into the vast ocean of possibilities? Or perhaps you're an experienced editor looking for new ways to enhance your storytelling. Regardless of where you find yourself, this tutorial is designed to provide value to all levels of experience. We'll cover a range of topics, from organizing your clips to mastering transitions and effects. So whether you're a novice looking for a solid foundation or a seasoned pro seeking to add a touch of sophistication to your edits, rest assured that there's something here for you. Whether you're just starting out or you've been editing videos for years, this tutorial has something for everyone. To start, understanding the basics of video editing is crucial. Video editing, in its simplest form, is the process of manipulating and rearranging video shots to create a new piece of work. It's like piecing together a jigsaw puzzle where each piece is a shot and the completed image is your final video. But instead of a single correct outcome, video editing allows for numerous possibilities, each one a unique interpretation of the raw footage. Speaking of raw footage, it is the unprocessed, original content captured by your camera. It's the clay in the hands of a sculptor, ready to be molded into a masterpiece. The raw footage is your starting point, your blank canvas. Once you have your raw footage, the next step is to arrange it on a timeline. The timeline is a visual representation of your video sequence, where the horizontal axis represents time. It's like a storyboard that plays out in real time, helping you visualize the flow of your video. Now let's talk about cuts. A cut is a simple, direct transition from one shot to another. It's the most basic yet powerful editing tool. Imagine a scene where a person opens a door. The first shot might show the person reaching for the doorknob, and the next shot could be from inside the room, showing the door opening. The transition from one shot to the other is a cut. Transitions, on the other hand, are a bit more complex. They're like the bridges between your shots, guiding the viewer from one scene to the next. Transitions can be as simple as a fade to black or as elaborate as a 3D animation. They add a layer of depth to your video, making it more engaging and visually interesting. So, to sum up, video editing is the art of crafting a story from raw footage by arranging it on a timeline, making strategic cuts, and implementing creative transitions. It's about finding the rhythm in the raw footage, the ebb and flow that will captivate your audience. With a solid grasp of these basics, you're well on your way to mastering video editing. Before diving in, organizing your clips can save you a lot of time. Think of it like a chef preparing their ingredients before cooking. It's all about mise en place, the French culinary phrase for everything in its place. Similarly, in video editing, you want to have all your raw footage sorted and labeled for easy access. Start by reviewing all your footage, then categorize and label them based on their content or the part of the story they tell. You might want to use color coding or create separate folders for different scenes or types of shots. This can be a time-consuming task, but trust me, it will pay off when you're in the thick of the editing process. Remember, there's no one-size-fits-all approach to organizing your clips. What's important is to find a system that works best for you, one that makes your workflow efficient and your editing process a breeze. Proper organization sets the stage for a smoother editing process. Now, let's dive into the heart of video editing: cutting and arranging clips. Think of video editing as a form of visual storytelling. Each clip is like a sentence, and your job as an editor is to arrange these sentences into a captivating narrative. The first step in this process is selecting the best clips. Look for those moments that capture the essence of your story, those that evoke emotion, intrigue, or simply dazzle with their visual appeal. Once you've chosen your clips, it's time to make some cuts. This is where precision is key. A well-timed cut can create a powerful emotional response, while a poorly timed one can confuse or disengage your viewers. Start by playing through your clip and deciding where you want the cut to occur. Then, using your editing software's tools, make a precise cut at that point. Remember, it's better to cut a little too long than too short. You can always trim down later. Next, it's time to arrange your clips on the timeline. This is where the narrative really starts to take shape. Remember, video editing is not just about chronological order. It's about creating a rhythm, a flow that guides your viewers through your story. Consider the pace of your clips. A series of quick cuts can create a sense of urgency, while longer clips can create a sense of calm or contemplation. And don't be afraid to experiment. Sometimes, a clip can have a completely different impact depending on where it's placed in the sequence. Finally, as you're arranging your clips, always keep your overall narrative in mind. Do the clips flow into each other naturally? Does each clip add something to the story? If the answer to either of these questions is no, you might need to revisit your selections or rearrangements. Remember, the magic of video editing lies in telling a compelling story with your cuts and arrangements. So take your time, trust your instincts, and let your clips tell the story they were meant to tell. Transitions and effects can give your video a professional touch. They're like the secret spice in your video recipe, adding flavor and depth to your content. But it's crucial to remember that just like any spice, they need to be used sparingly and effectively. So let's dive into the different types of transitions first. Broadly, there are two categories: cuts and dissolves. Cuts are abrupt changes from one clip to another, while dissolves smoothly merge two clips over a period. Cuts can be used to create a fast-paced narrative, while dissolves often signify the passage of time or a change in location. Then we have wipes and slides, which visually push one clip out of the frame and pull the next one in. They're a great way to introduce a new chapter or idea in your video. Now, let's talk about effects. They're essentially digital alterations that change how your clips look or sound. You have a wide range to choose from: color correction, speed changes, animations, and so much more. But remember, less is often more when it comes to effects. Adding transitions and effects to your timeline is a straightforward process. Simply drag and drop them onto the clip you want to modify. For transitions, you'll place them at the point where two clips meet. For effects, you can apply them to individual clips or to an entire track, depending on the effect you're using. It's also important to preview your transitions and effects after applying them. This way, you can ensure they're working as intended and aren't overpowering your content. And remember, transitions and effects are tools to help tell your story. They should enhance your narrative, not distract from it, so use them wisely. And that's the magic of transitions and effects. They can turn a series of disjointed clips into a cohesive, engaging narrative, but they're not a fix-all solution. They work best when used in conjunction with solid editing techniques and a compelling storyline. With the right usage of transitions and effects, your video will come alive. So go ahead, experiment, and let your creativity shine through your videos. Finally, reviewing your work and exporting your video is the last step. Picture it as the final quality check before your creation meets its viewers. Each frame, every effect, and all transitions need a meticulous eye to catch any possible mistakes or opportunities for improvement. Don't rush this process. Your video deserves it. Think of the review as your chance to polish your masterpiece to perfection. Watch it multiple times and perhaps even invite a fresh pair of eyes to get an unbiased perspective. Once you're satisfied with your work, it's time to export the video. This crucial step transforms your project into a shareable video file. When exporting, you'll choose the desired format and quality. The options can be overwhelming, but remember, the choice depends on your video's purpose and where it will be viewed. After a thorough review and successful export, your video is ready to captivate audiences. It's a rewarding moment knowing your creative vision will soon be shared with the world. Video editing might seem complex, but with these steps, you're well equipped to create your masterpiece. We've journeyed together through the fundamental aspects of video editing, starting with understanding the basics. We've learned about the importance of organizing our clips and how to cut and arrange them to tell a compelling story. The magic of transitions and effects was our next stop, where we explored how they can add depth and interest to our videos. Finally, we delved into the review and export process, ensuring our hard work translates into a polished final product. But remember, this is only the beginning. The true art of video editing lies in continual practice and learning. Every project presents a new opportunity to refine your skills and push your creativity. So, don't be afraid to experiment. Dive into your next project with enthusiasm and curiosity. Remember, every great video editor started with a single cut. Your journey to becoming a master editor begins now.